Hi there, Virgo. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, and I am here to do your April 2017 tarot reading. So thanks for joining me. Oh my God, the High Priestess has come up for at least half the readings this month. I love her. She has a really clear message as well. And so I'll just start talking. Her message is that whatever, we're daydreaming, we're thinking, we're pondering things, and we have our dreams and ideas, and there are certain ones where the minute we start to entertain the idea, our ego sweeps in and immediately brings up the laundry list of fears and negativities. You're not pretty enough, you're not talented enough, you're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, you don't have enough money, no one will like that idea, you fill in the blank. We're so good at the negativity, at putting ourselves down, at stomping down any creativity and dreams and excitement in our lives. And so the High Priestess, what has been telling us this month is that's your clue. That's your red flag for what you need to bring to the surface. There's something that needs to come to the surface this month that we've been suppressing. And it's something positive in most cases. And I just said in most cases because it could be something you've repressed that may be a little painful to examine, but once you bring it up, it allows you to move forward finally. But for most people, it's going to be a dream, an idea. And so when you find yourself doubting and fear and negativity, now what was I thinking about when my brain went into douchebag mode and just, brought out the whole laundry list? I just imagine an old scroll that you kind of open it up and it just like infinitely unrolls with just all these excuses and reasons why we can't accomplish anything in our lives, and write down what it was that you were talking about. I mean, thinking about or talking about or whatever. So to make it real, make it tangible, you make it so that you can't just lock it away again the minute it comes out. I think it's something really important. There's some aspect of us that we're denying that is going to insist on coming to the surface, and it could even. Well, I don't want to get off on a tangent, so I'm gonna stop that train of thought. This guy's been showing up all over the place too. The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man presents a situation where you have the opportunity to handle it in a couple different ways. And the first way, regardless of why the man is hung upside down, regardless of whether he thinks it's his fault or not, right? He's hung upside down. So he can do a couple of things. While he's hanging upside down, he can sit there and struggle and piss and moan and bitch and blame other people and get angry and exhaust himself in just anger and blame and outrage and you name it. He can just go to town and basically a futile rage of a scene, basically. Or he could acknowledge that this isn't the most ideal situation, but he could very quickly be like, you know what? At this very moment in time, I cannot change the situation, but I can change how I react to it. I can handle my behavior, and so he comes quickly to this other way of dealing with it, of a place of acceptance. And then you can say, okay, well, here I am stuck upside down. Why don't I never have a chance just to be still? Our lives are so busy. We're always going, it's so difficult to give yourself permission to just take a time out and relax. So he can close his eyes. He can breathe. He can meditate. He can be still. He can have time to think and open his mind. And maybe after he meditates, he can open his eyes. And then he realizes, wow, when I'm hanging upside down like this, everything looks different. And I never noticed that. And I'm seeing things that I would have never considered or thought of before because I've never looked at it from this point of view. I've never considered this angle of this situation before, of this world before. I'm sorry, I have to adjust. You're the last sign I'm doing, so I'm been sitting on the floor. My back's killing me. Okay. So, the lesson obviously is to expand your mind, look at things from a different perspective, see things from a different angle, consider other possibilities than your go-to way of looking at things, dealing with things, responding to things. And he gains just this enormous amount of insight and wisdom from this seemingly negative, horrible situation. But because he chose to look at it differently, it's actually opened his mind and changed how he will move forward dealing with situations in the future. So now that we have this underlying current of having an open mind, looking at things differently. So that's one way when the high priestess, these things come up, well, maybe we shouldn't just shoot this idea down right off. Maybe we just haven't been looking at it from the right angle or from the right mindset. And maybe I don't have to just discount these ideas right away. And what this does is it relieves all this mental anguish and stagnation from our lives. We're able to expand our minds and our dreams and move into a new way of life. And the Six of Swords is often shows a person in a boat, and on where they are, the water, the emotions are very rocky, the sea's very rough, and where they're going, it's very smooth. They're moving towards calmer waters. So by changing your thinking, you can make your emotional life better, because you don't meet everything with stress. And stress just sucks your energy and creates even less room for new knowledge and a new way of looking at things to come in. Then we have the Hermit. So you're really going within and thinking, now how can I apply this? How is this going to affect my whole life? How I see things? Because the Hermit usually has a lantern in the traditional tarot decks, and the light in that lantern is he's taken everything that he's learned and figured out what he believes. So he's taken religion, philosophy, what society tells him, what his parents have told him, all these teachings that he's grown up with or her, and figured out what his guiding light is. And that's what the light in his lantern is. And this can change throughout our lives as we learn things, as we go through new experiences. So having gone through this Hanged Man experience, we're going to go back to the Hermit and go, well, now how is this going to change how I move forward from now on? How may I move in this world, and how do I want to navigate this world and conduct myself in this world? I'm going to do it differently now because of this epiphany, because of this change in how I approach things and see things. And I'm no longer going to be in denial or feel trapped in situations because I didn't have the expansiveness, the expanse, is that the right word? It's not, of my mind. I wasn't able to stretch my mind and my behavior and my fixed ideas enough to be able to see my way out of situations that seemed to be I trapped in, and that there was no way out. So this is a card of denial. Denial is a thing. You are getting rid of denial. Let's just, bye-bye. I'm going to take the card out. That doesn't exist for you after April anymore. You recognize it, what it is. Denial, feeling trapped is your ego. It's what's suppressing what you're trying to bring to the surface with this high priestess. And it has no, now that you can expand your mind, you're not trapped anymore in how, in anything, in your job, in your relationships, in what you want to do in this world. You realize the only limitations are the ones you're putting on yourself or allowing to be put on you. And you have the Empress. She's beautiful. Birthing a new way of life, birthing new life. This could be a new life for yourself. She nurtures. She's, the Empress would see a child that likes to, take pebbles and make art project out of it or something. And so she would gently encourage that artistic part of that child. She would see another child that enjoyed taking things apart and gently encourage the child in that direction. She doesn't force, she doesn't make a plan, she doesn't tell you what to do, but she encourages and helps you to explore aspects of yourself to see if there's something there. So that's sort of the approach what the High Priestess is bringing to the surface. Discovery. Allow yourself to see what it grows into. There's no forced, preconceived outcome that must happen for it to be a success or for it to be that rigid thinking is no longer with you anymore. This is a big deal for Virgo. And then you have the Two of Gardens. So this is a card about juggling these different aspects of yourself. Your meticulous attention to detail and need to be grounded with opening your mind and not being so rigidly fixed to the way things are supposed to be, and realize that there may be other ways of doing things and other possibilities out there for you. And I mean, look at, this guy's up in the clouds. He's not on the ground. And that can seem scary, but it gives you a higher perspective, and you're up in your mind more, allowing your mind to expand. That same theme that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, but will be absolutely transformative in your life. So I kind of see it with this Six of Swords is moving into a mentally and emotionally calmer way of life by being more open to allowing things to organically happen, nurturing things instead of having a fixed idea of how it should be, by looking at things in a different way and opening your mind to new possibilities. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month. Take care.